Hello and welcome back to Termite Woodworks. Today I'm going to show you how I built these floating shelves. Get down. Let's get started. The materials for our shelf build are super cheap, super easy. All I'm using is a 6-foot piece of 2x8 and a 3/4 inch dowel. All I got from Home Depot. I'm like 10 bucks out. So the first we're going to do here is we're just going to cross cut that board to, I'm doing 24 inches here because that's what this person wanted, but you can do it whatever size you want. And the next step, I'm just setting the table saw to 4 inches. We're going to rip the board down to 4 inches. After we got our boards to the right size, I just take my combination square and I find the center of the board, and then I mark off 3 inches from the outside, and this number is really arbitrary. It's whatever you want it to be. This is where we're going to drill to put the 3/4 inch dowels. Okay, we got all our holes drilled. And now the next step is we're just going to cut down about an inch worth of this material to separate the mounting block from the actual shelf. Now before you cut these, you want to go ahead and label, mark the cutoff piece from your shelf piece, the mounting piece, because you want to keep these pieces together because they have to match each other up. So I'm just going to put a 1 and a 1. Alright, now that we got our mounting piece separated from our shelf, next thing we need to do is we need to fit this dowel, because this takes way too much effort to push in here. We want it to slide in here fairly easy and go into the mounting side nice and tight where we're going to actually glue it. So I tried originally to just use sandpaper on this, and it does work, but it takes too long, so I use a card scraper instead. Still a little tight. Nice. Now I just put the dowel in, set the mounting side up here, and I put a mark. That's where I'll cut it off. Now just a little glue on the thicker side of the dowel, and a little bit on the hole. So in this step, I'm just using a Forstner bit so I can get a nice flat bottom to drill the mounting holes that are going to attach this thing to the wall. And I'm only going about halfway through here. Then I just switch the drill bit to a regular drill bit so I can drill all the way through. Wanted to give the edges a little chamfer, so I'm just using a block plane here. It's actually quicker just to do this than setting up a router. Just takes a couple minutes. Then I wanted to give it a little shape, so I rounded off the corners. Before I stain a wood like pine, I like to use a pre-stain conditioner. That way I don't get any blotchiness. After the conditioner is dry, I just use a little light sandpaper, 600 grit, and that knocks off any dust nibs. The stain I'm using here is a Varathane dark cherry, and it wasn't quite dark enough, so I ended up putting on a couple coats of it. And that got it to the desired darkness. Just brush it on and wipe it off. And for my final finish, I used a Varathane polyurethane in a satin finish, but I thinned it down 50% with mineral spirit so I could wipe it on. It goes on a lot easier that way, I think. Okay, so we got 3 coats of finish on the parts, and just sanded between every coat. No big deal. Let it dry for a day between them. And now I'm going to put it on the wall. And what I'm going to use, hopefully I can focus on it, is these little anchors. Those little bitty anchors you put in there, they're crap. They just, you know, they get pulled out of the wall. These suckers, they hang on pretty good, and they are rated for 50 pounds. They have some metal ones that are 100 pounds, but this will do for this type of job. And you don't have to pre-drill or anything. They have a deal where you put your Phillips head driver right in here, and just goes right into the drywall. Pretty awesome. All right, we'll just set our piece up here wherever we want to put it. Make a mark. We'll just take our anchor, put it right on the drywall. And put our level on top. Make another mark. Pretty easy. I'll just slide on our shelf. Alright folks, that's it for my floating shelf video. It is a super easy project. Anybody can build this thing, even the most beginner woodworker. So I hope somebody gets out there and builds one like it or something similar. And if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, and I will have more videos out here in the near future, and hopefully I have something that you might be interested in. Until then, y'all have a great day.